the 24th of May, the Queen's birthday. If you don't give us a holiday, we'll all run away. The schoolyard ditty of generations of Canadians. My father was born in 1899, and he sang it as a schoolchild, and so did I. I doubt that they still do. She's been gone a long time. But Canada has been celebrating her birthday with a holiday since 1845. Over the years, picnics, parades, sporting events, fireworks, and cannon salutes, they've been the order of the day. And the fireworks and the day off still prevail. Traditionally, this weekend has signaled more than a dead Queen's birthday. Practically, it notes lots of changes to the season. Somehow, this seems the weekend that spring makes its real appearance in a host of ways. Well, it was the day you could start wearing white shoes. No idea why. And it was the weekend you got to do all sorts of things in the garden, free of frost, and everything looking deliciously green. Out with the hoe and the shovel, the rake, the yard waste bags, and the composter to clear away the winter's debris. How is it that you can rake and rake away so much dead stuff, and there's still so much to weed and so much budding and green, all done without any help from you? The cash registers of the garden supply shops ringing merrily away as we plan what will border the driveway and what annuals will be added to the flower beds. A color theme, following up on the daffodils. Go for yellow roses and yellow sunflowers and black-eyed Susans. Or nothing but roses, red ones and purple, white and yellow, miniatures and full-blown, all sizes and colors. Or just go wild, scattering seeds about, hoping what grows will overtake the grass and end the endless lawn mowing. My thanks to whoever came up with the idea of No Mow May. That's my hero. Lovely that it helps the grass and weeds grow and bloom to provide food and shelter for essential pollinators like bees and butterflies early in the season when such necessities are scarce. But best of all, it gives me a good excuse not to get out and mow. Then, on to the backyard and vegetables. Or is it time to plant a tree or some ivy to grow up the side of the house? All decisions about planting are basically positive and hopeful. It's done with hope and confidence. Confidence that the sun will shine and the rains will come and the earth will be warmed, and then, as if by magic, the sprouts appear and soon the blossoms come and the tomatoes are fresh on your plate and you feel rewarded for your optimism, even though you had so little to do with the miracle of birth and rebirth of the garden. Life is much like that. We go to school and learn the 3 R's and all the rest, and our schoolmates learn the same things, and yet we put our lessons to such different ends. Out of the same class comes the engineer and the chef, the doctor and the artist, the criminal and the judge. How does one explain how the different skills, interests, and talents develop out of the same classrooms to fill the varied needs of our world? How do you explain siblings from the same parents, growing up in the same home, going to the same schools and universities, turning into a computer wizard, an office manager, a pilot, and a dancer? How the gifts of God translate into what the world needs seems much like the wild scattering of seeds. Who knows what will turn up or how one will turn out? Similarly, how a partner for life is chosen out of all the people we meet, and how that pool has broadened with the online searches and dates. Yet eventually one just seems right, and it doesn't matter that we dreamed of a red-headed astronaut and ended up with the brown locks of a news editor. Or we search and find that we really were cut out for a solitary life, adventures and career and so much more that you really like doing on your own. Choosing to live in the city or in the country, in this country or another, seems so random and so unrelated to the expectations of our family or teachers or friends. We choose to emigrate to a distant land for the culture or a job or a partner. Or we choose to work with the refugees of those very same lands at home. Sometimes weeding, rather than cultivating, is the choice that is called for, culling from our lives the things that hold us back or hinder the growth of our garden. So we get out the hoe and get right to the root of it, ridding our lives of what isn't working for us. Sometimes the choices we make are temporary. We choose a job that lets us travel, and then we decide that we never want to get on a plane again. We love the sun and the heat of summer, and then make our home in Yellowknife. The love of our life turns out to have been right for a time, but not for the long time. We dream of owning a bar and then discover the hours and the worries and the patrons that come or don't. And then we decide that an office job with a steady paycheck is more appealing. Or we decide that caring for your children is the full-time job you were made for. But they grow up and leave home, and you launch onto a job hunt that ends up with you driving an Uber. After all, you've had years of experience picking up and dropping off, and now you actually get to talk to adults. What we need is open minds and a willingness to try different things, having the courage to admit when we've made a mistake, and turn directions and make new choices. We need to look at things we never dreamed of and try those that we would never have dared. Like our gardens, life is so full of options and opportunities. God made humanity with endless possibilities, and it's up to us to do and be the best we can, not just because it's pleasing in God's sight, but because living that way uses your talents and your dreams and your time and makes your life the very best of all. God started with the Garden of Eden. It's up to each of us to plant our inner gardens, enrich it and care for it until it yields up the rich harvest that is the best of all we are. So, let's get to it. Amen. Happy gardening. May your harvest, both inwardly and outwardly, be bountiful.